We disappeared. Somebody switched us off. We've been switched off. No thanks. Hopefully you'll all come back. Share it out. I don't know what happened there. First time I've ever had a YouTube stream stop on its own. There we go. Now live on your channel. We're back again. I'll be talking to myself for 20 minutes again now. Bloody thing. We were doing all right with that, weren't we? Well, that's a shame. I don't know whether we said the wrong thing. I don't think I said the wrong thing. I'll have to change the thumbnail to the other one later on. Is that one still live? Presenter and author. He's presented several documentary series on archaeology and history, including a history of Scotland. History. It just went off. Must be a fault. I don't know. I know they used to do it if you mentioned the COVID. They used to switch you off, didn't they? No, we're definitely here. It's all good in the hood. I probably should have just left it at that, to be honest, because I don't know if anybody's going to come back. That's a shame, isn't it, really? We're having a good one there. Just press that. Press that. Press that. There we are. One person. So I don't know what they're... If you're coming back in, I don't know what happened. We just went off. I don't think there was no... Obviously, there's no strike on the channel or something like that, so we didn't upset anybody. But it just completely went off. Just went dink. So whether the internet dropped out, but I've never ever had a stream go off on YouTube before ever. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what happened there. But hopefully we should be all right. I'll tell you what, these glasses don't fit very well anymore. I've had these years. They're nearly... Still can't manage without them. Two persons. Hello. I'm just going to take this jacket off and put my cardigan on because I feel a bit rural sat in here with my coat on. 1 second. And we're back. Oh, 6 people. We're back. It's working. It is working, yeah. I don't know what happened there. I've never ever had that before. The Matrix has said that's what it was. Yeah, somebody's turned us off. I think if you'd sent anything really bad, they'd actually give you a strike for it and you won't be able to go live again. So I don't think it was anything to do with anything we said. I've no idea. I've been going live for 6 years and I've never had one end, ever. So I don't know what happened. So if you have come back in, thank you very much. And if you enjoy what you're seeing, why not subscribe? If you want to. I'm going to change my glasses back because they're really uncomfortable. That'll be better. The Matrix has heard. Rosanna Coronel. Hi to you back. Thank you very much for popping in and saying hello. Gay Negas. It was you. It was you what did it. gain eagers. You know exactly what that means. You know exactly what that means. You're nasty. You're a nasty person, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And I don't think that's you in that photo. Anyway, I saved the tea. It's not too brown. Yeah, I said gain eagers. That's what I said. I didn't say what you wanted me to say. If you say it really quick, it comes out as homophobic and racist at the same time. That's exactly what it does. I didn't say gain eagers. But that's on you anyway. You're the person that's got to live with yourself. Disgraceful. No, I didn't say the N word. Anyway, I'm going to throw you out now because I'm getting on my nerves. See ya. It's bound to come back on another account. I don't really do racism. I think everybody can just live where they want to do. Speaking of getting on your nerves, hi, Mr. Turtle, how you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. I was Simon 0000. What happened to chat? I thought it was my workplace Wi-Fi gone. I don't know. It just disappeared. The full stream just switched itself off. We were just talking about you. See where you was. I ain't seen anything from you this week. Muskin6789. How you doing? Hello to you back. Thanks for coming in. The Matrix is listening. According to Taki, the Matrix has been listening to us, and they just decided it was our turn to be switched off. I think it's because we mentioned war and letting rich people go and fight wars instead of poor people's children. Google decided they didn't like us anymore, so they turned us off. It's the opposite of hate speech. It was actually love speech. I don't think we've ever had this many in before. Anyway, if you are here, you know, hang about if you want to. It'd be lovely. I put a video up today of my new camera that I got. Santa Claus bought me. I've got the DJI Action 5 Pro. Aren't we living in boring dystopia? I think we probably are. I don't know how on earth I'm going to pronounce that. No, I don't. I can't speak Russian. Yeah, we are. We are living in a very dystopian, boring world. I was just saying earlier. Somebody said at TikTok Nigel, hang on a minute. Field of vision. Can we see a video of a squirrel eating a slice of pie? I'd love to see one. I can't share on here though. Oh, is it Greek? Of course it is. Yeah, of course it's Greek. Did a bit of walking myself today through the snow. Right. If you've got it over there, then Lars, we'll be getting it here because we got it the other week. Did you get it the other week as well? Beginning of January, it absolutely held it down, but it was all over Europe, all over Holland, Amsterdam. It closed the airport, everything. Anyway, what are you doing at work, Simon, on the internet? If you're not following him, follow Simon 0000. I don't know how I can make him a moderator on here. Then he can share his own channel, can't he? Because I can't do it unless anybody else is here. I think someone controls the weather. God, I don't know. Do you think so? Alice the Quasson, bald. I don't really think I can argue with you. Alice the Quasson. That's a cool name, isn't it, really? I don't think I can really argue with you. Definitely, well, I definitely can't because I definitely am bald. I know for a fact I'm bald because I shaved my head this morning. If I hadn't shaved my head this morning, I'd have a ponytail by now. Geoengineering. Well, weren't they doing something where I was listening to somebody the other day, and I don't know if it's true or not, because you have to watch what you listen to. What's your toothbrush colour? That's the next Q&A sticker. And they were on about that they were firing stuff up at the clouds to actually get it to go. I wish my head had a nice shine. My bald head still has the blue shadow of a Frenchman's chin. I can imagine it has. For those of you who don't know, this is Space Turtle, and Lars is his real name. And if you're going to a pub quiz, take him with you, but always make sure he's on your side. He knows the answer to absolutely everything. He's that little bit. He's the he's the one in between psychopathic and genius. He's just there. He's just like there. Honest. Anyway, if you could hit thumbs up, it'd be fantastic. I remember when we played that game with Nevins. What was that? I can't remember. I was on about when you get the quiz right every week, or you get the right. You could nearly win every week. You even got mentioned in the title on the Saturday show because you're that good at that. Oh, the quiz thing now. I don't do quizzes. Do you know I don't know what it is. I don't think I've got ADHD. Well, what is ADHD? But I don't think I have. But I can't seem to sit there and do nothing. I found it really difficult to sit there and do nothing. I don't always want to do what I'm supposed to do, but I find it, I can't do nothing. You're just British. You're all a bit strange. Says you. Yeah, that's probably what it is. My mum rung me up tonight. She was popping in tomorrow because she wanted something ordering. She's got past the stage now of ordering stuff. So she was popping in tomorrow. She rung up. So she said, I can't come. I said, why is that? She said, I broke my wrist. Very matter-of-factly. I said, how you done that? She said, on the stairs. I said, why don't you go up and down in the bloody stair lift? She said, I stopped it too short and got off it early. I said, all right, there we go. Is it true that the police in the UK break into your home for posting on the internet? Technically, yeah. Yeah, they seem to be more interested in hate speech than what they are in child molestation by grooming gangs. Yeah, definitely. They definitely seem to be more interested in that. There's a lady got locked up for posting something on the internet just after the riots in Southport. And she got about 2 years for it. And she was held in the most secure place, bearing in mind, I think she's mother of two. But basically, she was locked up. And she actually took the thing down that she'd said as well. So, but I think now she's going to be a reform candidate. So, the one thing about the establishment, if it gets hold of you, it's. I mean, you can't go around rioting, and I mean, just I nearly said the wrong thing then. But some kids actually did get murdered in Southport, but ransacking Greg's isn't going to bring them back. And the government didn't plan it. And the guy that did it, parents lived over here. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. And I'd done for a long time. Same with the ones where they got on the train. They're in the chip shop somewhere, and they'd been over here for donkey's years, and their son decided to go and blow up London. Do the London bombings. You can't always be responsible for what your children do, can you, really? Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, you're not an actual, you're not an actual criminal. They call it hurty words. It's true, isn't it? I'm fast approaching 60, and I've got no filter whatsoever. I don't say anything racist to anybody. I'm not homophobic. I've got friends who are gay. I've got one friend who's black and gay. You know what I mean? That's how much interested I am in them type of things. But when they're telling you how to address somebody, you're like, nah, no thanks. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. You know what I mean? I just don't want to, and that's the end of it. Free speech, if you don't watch it, is stifled. They're on about over here now. They're on about doing got to go coffee break over. I put you a blue spanner on Simon, so you can put your own channel in there if you want to. What are we on about now? I've lost myself. Anyway, we'll catch you later, Simon. Let's go on with what Lars has said. Police went after people calling the politician something akin to a plonker. Yeah, they keep shouting, top of the voice, they keep shouting, "Kiss, Starmer is a tanker." Trouble is with the new government, all they're trying to do is raise tax. They said before they got in they wouldn't raise tax. All these people voted for them and then they just raise tax. But in the history of that particular party, that's all they ever do. You end up with so much more in your wage packet because they increase, they do minimum wage or they increase the national wage or something like that. And then they take it all off you in tax. So you're no better off. But that's what they like. But I didn't vote for them, so. We were on about reform, weren't we? Yeah, I think that lady's going to be a candidate for reform. Neo. I think I must have watched the Matrix, but it's an awful long time ago, isn't it? We've just watched, what did they call it? 1,000 something. That Stephen Graham did a thing on Disney about boxing in London in the 1850s, I think it was. Or 1800s anyway. And we've just watched that. Brilliant. Modern communism. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah. That's it. And when your free speech goes, everything's gone. I mean, you should be able to say what you want. I mean, I think in America, and this is the way an American friend of mine explained it to me. If you understand on the corner and abuse black people, a police officer will come across and tell you that obviously you didn't really ought to be saying that. It's not illegal. You're entitled to your free speech, but he ain't going to do anything if they decide to come over and tell you about it. Whereas in this country, if you were to say something rude about black people, somebody who has nothing to do with it would ring the police up and then they would come out and investigate it a month later and then lock you up for it. That's the way it seems to work here now. That's better. You can see me now instead of the sound of my face. So I don't do racism. I get on with absolutely everybody that gets on with me. I don't look at people's skin colour. I don't do anything like that. I'm more than happy to just be all right with anybody that's all right. Whether you're an addict or whatever, it's nothing to do with me. As long as you're all right with me, I'm all right with them. Why are you retracting messages, Tacky? Why are you retracting messages? It needs to be, if you don't retract messages, free speech. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah, that's been the thing over here. They're going about, getting rid of cash and stuff like that. It'd be easier and it'd be this and that and it'd be the other. The trouble is at the minute, and this is true. I own a cab company and I take card. And every time I take £5, I pay 8 pence in fees. If I take a £5 note, I don't pay anything in fees. So every £10 is 16 pence. Every £100 is £1.60. Every £1,000 is what's that? 16 quid. So. But if I take a £1,000 in £10 notes, there's no fees on it. And it's the only way now that the bank can make any money out of you. And that's why they want it, don't they? I mean, you don't want bundles of cash all over the place because you'll get robbed. But it's the way it is now. I mean, if you're a business owner, you should be able to take what you want. But what they do is they put it out there that, like, why would you want to take cash? You're obviously fiddling. So you go from an honest business owner that's been taking cash since the end of barter, and then the people say, "Oh yeah, we would do that. You're obviously dodgy. You just want to keep all the cash." Well, everybody knows in any business that it's impossible to keep all the cash because 90% of it goes on everything else, and you end up with you're the one doing the grafting, and you end up with what's left. I mean, like people who own a cab, they'll come up to the window and they'll go, "How much to centre?" And you say, "Oh, that's 40 quid," and it costs you 8 quid in fuel. So yeah, but the other 32 quid, I've got to make a wage out of it. I've got to put tyres on the car. I've got to insure the car. I've got to buy the car. You know what I mean? Anyway, what's the best sound to wake up to? That's the next Q&A sticker. The worst thing is they want to eliminate cash, i.e. freedom. Yeah, that's exactly right. The thing is, anyway, I mean, what they should know is there isn't really anyway. So if you were at a cash business and you decided to steal all the cash out of your business, so if you had 30 grand, what are you going to do with 30 grand? You can't go into a car dealership and buy a car with it. You could spend it on takeaways. You could book an holiday and pay it off in increments. But there's nothing you can do with it. You know, you can't walk into places and say, oh, I want to buy such and such, and they go, oh yeah, that's 42 grand, please. And you can't go in with a satchel and say, here's your 42 grand, because they won't let you. Nobody will deal with that amount of cash, so it'd be pointless anyway. I don't mind taking card anyway, to a point, but I say it is a legitimate business expense because you have to pay for it. John Solomon's 5937. Good evening, John. This is my friend John, and he's currently in Parkhurst. No, he's not. He's currently in a B&B because sadly his ex-landlord wanted him to leave, so he lives in London and they've shoved him in this B&B. And when you talk to him on the internet, it looks like he's in Parkhurst. Boiling frog syndrome. What's that mean? You're coming up with some stuff here, Tacky. Is that your real name, Tacky? What country are you from? Here's me asking all the questions. How many more people have we got in? Say hello, everybody. Apparently, we've got 9 people in. So that's not doing too bad, really, for a pop-up live at 11:15 at night. This channel really, it goes through stages where you just think, oh, nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, my real name is Adam. All right. Nice to speak to you, Adam. Are you from the UK? I'd like to know what happened to that other stream. Whether I just had a quick glitch in the internet, but I don't think it was. I think we were getting too political. That's what it was. We were getting squeezed. I was telling you about my TikTok experience. So I went on to... you're from the East? Oh, Eastern Europe. I decided to do TikTok. So I was on TikTok. And I said the name of a meat product, which I aren't going to repeat, which is also a homophobic slur. And I just said, I had so-and-so for dinner. And it came up with hate speech. And then I was discussing this microphone that I bought off Amazon, and it came up with lives being limited because you're trying to discuss selling that's not permitted on this site. So I thought, well, I haven't done very well here, have I really? I've had 2 incidences, completely innocent, never done anything wrong. And I've had 2 incidents in less than 7 hours. So I thought, it's not really going to work out this, so I probably won't do much more of it. Because it seems a bit of a waste of time. The cat's here. Hello, mate. It seems to be all right now. He was laid on the bed and he didn't look very good. He's from Eastern Europe. What country? So if you're interested, have a look through anyway. There's quite a few different things on this channel. There's sort of walking style videos. I've got a bike that I go bike riding. Are you Polish? Bless you. Have you ever lived in the UK? Because we had a lot of people here from Poland for a long time. And they seem to have disappeared and left us. I think you can actually make more money in Poland now than what you can make in the UK. We had some really cracking customers. I know you never got any trouble at all with Polish people. They can drink and drink. And they get in the cab and they're very respectful. I had one guy one night and he said, oh, you must stop. So I pulled up and he gets out and he walks across the road and he was sick in the edge. And then he come back and he got in and he said, I'm so sorry for that. I am so sorry. Whereas I said, well, it's nothing to do with me, mate. If you want to be sick outside, you carry on. But it was definitely a slur on his good character because he'd been sick. They do drink a lot, don't they? They reckon the average, well, you should know yourself. Do you drink? They reckon the average Polish guy can do a couple of bottles of vodka, no trouble. And I used to do 3/4 of a litre when I was drinking. And I went off vodka in the end. Though. I went on to whiskey and that and then special brew. They were good people. There were never any trouble. Never had a bit of trouble with him. And if they rang up and said we want a taxi, he used to go round and they'd be waiting for you and they'd get in. They were brilliant. But it's a long, long time since I picked it up. I think they all must have just said, down, bugger it, we're off back. I like to drink. It's a leftover from the Soviet Union. But you're tough. Yeah. Good. We're not allowed to drink booze in this place. Oh, wow. You can't even have a beer then. I think it's after work's crazy, isn't it? I suppose they have trouble, though, don't they, with people when they're in them B&Bs. They'll have a few beers and then realise it's not much fun living in there and then get aggressive, I suppose. I think they're just trying to make it as unpleasant as possible, so hopefully you'll go away and not want anything off them. I think that's probably what they're doing. You need to move to Lincolnshire, John. Lincolnshire. I'm going to need to go in a minute because it's 10 to 11. We've done half an hour on this one as well. I do enjoy this. I'll probably come back Thursday night. I haven't been doing it on a Thursday night for a while, but I'll probably come back Thursday night. That must be miserable. It must be a miserable existence, that, John. I feel for you, mate. I really do. Bloody shame. If you could, anybody else watching, if you could do us a favour and hit the thumbs up, it really does help the channel get up the logarithm. I'd be really appreciative. I'll have to watch it back myself and thumbs up as well. Right, we'll disappear. I'll say we've got a video going up tonight about the Oz Action 5 Pro. I can't think what the next one. The next one, Fridays, is a bike ride. What was last week's? That was a bike ride at Mablethorpe, wasn't it? Poles fought against the Nazis for England in World War II. Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah, and there was a lot of Polish Jews that got murdered and all, weren't they? But I say, Poles are lovely people. I've never been to Poland, but I really would like to go. I'd like to go for a couple of weekends. I'd like to go to when Doncaster Airport was, because I'm not far from Doncaster Airport, and the Wizz Air were in there, and they used to do Katowice. They used to do quite a few of them, and so everybody, you could actually get there pretty cheap. But since that's been closed down, I don't know. I don't know where people have to fly from. But I haven't seen many Polish people. We used to have quite a few customers that were Polish, and I haven't seen them for a long time, whether they've just stopped going out like everybody else or whether they're ringing somebody else, because there is a couple of lads who are Polish that's got their own thing. They crushed his terribly in 1939, worse than the Ukraine. Yeah, they were horrible people. Horrible people. Not Germans, but the Nazis were horrible people. I've been to Guernsey, and John's wife is from Belarus, and John himself is a Jew. You know what I mean? What did I watch last week? That new film that's come out about the Nuremberg. I watched the Nuremberg thing, but I actually watched something else to do with where they caught a guy, and he was really old. It was a true story, that was, and it was actually a documentary, not a drama. And it was about one of the Belgian sort of camp bosses that was really brutal to people. And they didn't lock him up. They actually put him in a separate care room. You feel a cold wind on your neck. You're a German guy. You're not a Nazi. That's the difference, isn't it, really? That's what we were on about wars. Why should nice people go and fight the wars of people that have decided that it's time to have a war, that they should just come fight it themselves? They should get bombs thrown at them and living next to rats and put into bloody things and fighting for 6 foot of land for 2 days, and all your friends get killed. That's the way it is, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to love you all and leave you all. Thank you very much for popping in. Thanks ever so much. I honestly don't know what happens to the other thing, whether it's going to come up in YouTube studio that I've been a naughty boy and I shouldn't be talking about rich men going to war. Or we'll find out. I mean, with global warming, we can have another. Right, okay. You haven't got an army. I don't know. I'll miss the draft anyway. I'll be all right. I went to Bulgaria and it was 1999. As you ran down the road, we still got the checkpoints, and it was very, very grey. I want mad on Bulgaria. It's probably changed an awful lot in the last 26 years, but I didn't rush to go back, shall we say that. It's like you could get a vodka and coke for £1.50, but you were sat in a pigsty while you were drinking it. I really wasn't that keen. But we never bothered going back. My mate bought an house there and he moved out there for 3 years. He's actually come back now because he's not very well. But he genuinely liked it. He had some good friends out there. But apparently they're going into the euro, or they've just gone into the euro. So everything's getting really expensive in Bulgaria now. So anyway, we'll catch you all soon. Hopefully you've subscribed, Tacky. Adam, was it Adam? Adam? Hang on, let's have a look. I'm gonna do this. Adam, yeah. Hopefully you've subscribed, Adam, and you can come. English people do come to Krakow for stag do's, don't they? I was watching something. I think it was Coach Strip or something like that, where they were riding a bar. I think that might have been Krakow, and there's this bar that you sit round it, and then you're just pedalling. It all goes around the city. It looked really cool, that. So that'd be something to do. Anyway, got to go. Catch you all soon. Thanks for being there. Bye bye. Cat wants to go out. Bye.